In a heart-wrenching development, Israel has received the remains of 3 more hostages from Gaza, a grim reminder of the human cost of the ongoing conflict. But here's where it gets even more complex. This handover comes as a fragile, month-old ceasefire teeters on the edge, raising questions about its sustainability and the future of peace efforts. The remains were reportedly discovered on Sunday in a tunnel in southern Gaza, according to a statement from Hamas. Since the ceasefire began on October 10th, Palestinian militants have released the remains of 17 hostages, with 11 still held in Gaza prior to this latest handover. 8 bodies of hostages remain unaccounted for. The process has been slow, with militants releasing 1 or 2 bodies every few days. Israel has pushed for faster progress, occasionally disputing whether the remains belong to hostages. Hamas, meanwhile, cites the widespread devastation in Gaza as a complicating factor. And this is the part most people miss. The emotional toll on families is immeasurable. Israel's military has pledged to provide official identification of the remains to families first, but the wait is agonizing. Families of the hostages continue to rally weekly, pleading for restraint and an end to the cycle of violence. Moran Harari, a friend of the late Carmel Gad, poignantly stated during a Jerusalem rally, "This cursed war has taken so many lives on both sides. We must not let it happen again." The exchange of remains has been a central part of the U.S.-brokered ceasefire's initial phase. Israel has released the remains of 15 Palestinians in return for 1 Israeli hostage's remains. However, identifying these bodies has been a challenge for Gaza's health officials, who lack access to DNA kits. Only 75 out of 225 Palestinian bodies returned since the ceasefire have been identified, with Gaza's health ministry resorting to posting photos in hopes of recognition. Here's where it gets controversial. It remains unclear whether the returned Palestinians were killed during the Hamas-led attack on southern Israel on October 7, 2023, died in Israeli custody, or were recovered from Gaza during the war. This ambiguity fuels tensions and raises questions about accountability. The ceasefire's 20-point plan includes the formation of an international stabilization force, led by Egypt and Jordan, to secure Gaza's borders and ensure the ceasefire holds. While numerous countries have expressed interest in joining a peacekeeping force, they demand a clear UN Security Council mandate before committing troops. Other pressing issues include Hamas's disarmament, the governance of post-conflict Gaza, and the scaling up of humanitarian aid. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu recently stated that pockets of Hamas remain in areas controlled by Israeli forces, specifically in Rafah and Khan Yunis, vowing to eliminate them. This conflict, the deadliest and most destructive between Israel and Hamas, began with the 2023 Hamas-led attack that killed approximately 1,200 people and took 251 hostages. Israel's military offensive has resulted in the deaths of over 68,600 Palestinians in Gaza, according to Gaza's health ministry, which does not differentiate between civilians and combatants. While the ministry's records are considered reliable by independent experts, Israel has disputed these figures without providing alternative data. Here's a thought-provoking question for you. As the ceasefire hangs in the balance, can both sides find a path to lasting peace, or will the cycle of violence persist? Share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your perspective on this complex and emotionally charged issue.